Hello students, I am here to discuss with you one of the important chapter of macroeconomics, that is closed economy in the short run, chapter 4. This chapter includes classical and Keynesian system, simple Keynesian model of income determination, ISLM model, fiscal and monetary multipliers. Before we discuss these topics in details, I like to introduce the development of classical, neoclassical and classical and Keynesian system. First, I will introduce the classical system. The classical system is popularly known as classical political economy, and it was flourished in the late 18th century and early to mid 19th century. And it was developed after the birth of Western capitalism and industrial revolution in the European country. Who developed this economic system? The classical economic system was developed by Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Malthus, Mill, Senior, and many more. Adam Smith has been called as the father of English classical economics. In 1976, Adam Smith wrote a book, and the name of the book is An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of Wealth of Nations, and which is considered as the beginning of the classical economics. In this book, Smith emphasized that wealth is determined by the national income, not by gold or any other precious metal. So here, according to Smith, wealth of a nation, it is determined by national income and not by gold or any other precious metal. That is an important concept developed by Adam Smith. Again, the national income of a country depends on division of labor and capital accumulation, according to Adam Smith. So, what does division of labor mean? So, division of labor, it means when a whole task is divided into a small parts, and a worker is assigned to work a small part of the whole task, then the labor is divided, and that division of labor, it will lead to specialization of labor, and it will increase labor productivity and the productivity, efficiency, as well as total production will increase. Again, the capital accumulation also plays an important role in the national income. So, what does capital accumulation imply? So, it is the accumulation of capital over a period of time. So, what leads to capital accumulation? It is the savings. Savings leads to capital accumulation. Savings, more and more savings, more and more will be the capital accumulation. And when there is capital accumulation, that will be invested. And that investment will increase the output. That investment will also increase the employment. And it will increase the income of the economy. So, this is very important concept which is developed by the Adam Smith. Another important concept developed by the classical economics is laissez-faire. What does laissez-faire mean? Laissez-faire, it is a free market economy. It is a free market economy. Classical economists believe that free markets will regulate the economic equilibrium without unnecessary interference by the government. So when there is no unnecessary intervention by the government, according to classical thought, the economy will work in a better way, and it will act in such a way that the country will attain economic equilibrium with full employment. So that is one of the important concepts developed by the classical economist. After the development of classical economics, another thought was developed, and that is the neoclassical school. And this neoclassical school of thought, it was developed during 1870. During 1870, a number of economists developed this thought. They were Marshall, Jevons, Manger, Walras, and many more. So you may be asked to write down the name of 2-3 neoclassical economists, and answer would be Marshall, Jevons, Manger, and so on. Again, the basic issue of neoclassical thought was the marginal analysis. So it is the basic issue of this new thought, that is marginal analysis. This analysis lays down the necessary and sufficient conditions which must be fulfilled if the scarce resources are to be optimally allocated. If the scarce resources are to be optimally allocated, then we must fulfill two conditions. One is sufficient necessary conditions, and another one is sufficient conditions. Because human beings have unlimited wants, means to satisfy those wants are limited, and those means have alternative uses. So to satisfy our goal, or to maximize our goal, we have to use the resources in such a manner that we get maximum satisfaction. So for getting maximum satisfaction, we have to fulfill such number of conditions. Another concept that is developed by the neoclassical school is marginal utility. Law of marginal utility. So you all know what is utility. Utility is the one satisfying power of a commodity. Marginal utility means it is the additional utility from additional unit of the commodity. And what is law of diminishing marginal utility? Law of diminishing. Diminishing means when you consume units of a commodity in a consecutive manner, then the utility from additional units will decrease. That is the law of diminishing utility. It is another important contributions of the neoclassical school of thought. After that, during 1929 to 1932, there was a Great Depression in the European economy. There was a Great Depression. During that depression, the application of both classical as well as neoclassical thoughts were become invalid. So after that, during 1936, John Maynard Keynes published a book named The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, which made an effort to reject the orthodox economic thoughts of neoclassical as well as classical economics. He replaced the classical ideas that supply creates its own demand and emphasized that it is the demand, not supplies, which is the driving factor determining level of employment, output and income in the economy. So that is another important concept developed by Keynes. It is not the supply, it is the demand which is the driving factor determining the level of employment, income and output. This philosophy is known as classical revolution, which is an important analytical framework set against the orthodox classical and neoclassical economics. Students, for today I have discussed with you the evolution of defined school of thoughts. In the next class, we will discuss the Say's law of market of the classical school of thought. So, for today, I'd like to conclude here. Thank you.